Hey everybody, welcome back to the Meta Mind Space. Thanks for tuning in. Today we'll be talking about meditation. I'm not going to be explaining what meditation is exactly. If you don't know what meditation is, you can pause the video and just do some light reading or some internet research or check another YouTube video or something and get a basic background on information. I'm not the foremost expert out there, and there's a lot of information from a lot of more expert people that's available. You could even read what people wrote about it thousands of years ago, But anyway, so assuming you do know a bit about meditation, I'm going to describe some techniques having to do with it. Firstly, what meditation is really, it's just being mindful, paying attention in your brain to what's happening in your mind. So you don't have to sit down or lie down necessarily. I like doing it before bed for one, or in the morning. I sit down on my back porch and I meditate a bit. You can do it pretty much anytime, anywhere, and you can do it while you're walking or jogging or working or doing art or listening to music or playing music. You can meditate literally just about any time, which is sort of what this video is about. Some easy techniques for meditating and how you can apply it to your life, to every day. So basically what you want to do is you're working on getting to a space where you're not thinking with your normal thinking mind. For me, I like to start off by actually seeing what's going on, letting my thoughts play out a little bit, just seeing what's happening, flowing through it. Maybe you don't have time in the busy schedule to think about the things that you want to think about or that you should be thinking about. So I address things, go through it, and sometimes it's here that I'll have extra intuition or extra inspiration or just new broader ideas or perspectives because I'm setting the time aside to think and process. So I find that part of it to be important personally. But after I've done that for a bit, then I can actually begin the process begin the real process, the real practice of the meditation. And to do that is really just about clearing the mind and becoming present in the moment right here, not thinking about the future, not the past, not what happened in the day, just thinking about the present practice of meditation that's happening. And one of the best techniques that you hear about, and I agree, it's focusing on the breath. So just breathing either in and out your nose or in your nose and out your mouth, just hearing that. So when your mind does wander, when there's things coming in back and forth, you can say, you just breathe as a response. Say, oh, I was thinking about this, or, so-and-so was talking to me and I was, oh, you can say, oh, now I think I'm really getting it. Just take a breath, and let the sound of the breath be the answer to the thought. Drown the thought out with the breathing. Other techniques like breathing could be things like mantra, which is basically a phrase, usually in Sanskrit, that's repeated over and over, just something like Om, Om, or Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. You say that over and over. Or just anything that's circular, that's not real rational thoughts. Those are all good techniques. Or even listening in on a fan or some sort of background noise. The ocean is a good one, or the highway. And when you achieve it, once the thoughts stop coming in or they start slowing down, then you start getting ones like, oh, I think I'm really doing it now. Shh. Oh, maybe after this, shh. Oh, my back kind of, shh. And sometimes I just do that. I say shh, shh. I just shush them right out. Or Om. There's different techniques. Just breathe the thoughts away. Don't give in to the thinking. That's really the best technique. And once you achieve that, you get into this space where you just are the room around you. You are the noises around you. You are your breathing. And you start to realize this deep reality, which I like to talk about a lot, which is that you aren't really the thoughts. You're just the venue. You're the place. You're the thing that's observing and seeing these thoughts. They are all a part of you, but you aren't necessarily them. You actually have the ability to choose which of these thoughts you want to hold on to, which do you want to identify with, or which do you want to say, that's crazy, I'm not going to think like that. And with practice, this is called mindfulness. You practice whenever you meditate, you take it into your daily practice, just all the time, paying attention to what thoughts are coming in, thinking about where they're coming from. Maybe they're coming from people around you or influences around you that are sort of like making you think a certain way. And with enough practice, you realize and you decide, okay, this is baseline me. I'm going to decide who I am. I identify with these thoughts, just the thoughts that are good, just the thoughts that serve me. Any other thoughts, I'm saying, these don't belong here. And over time, you can adjust your thought patterns and not give space to thoughts of fear or anxiety or doubt or or anything like that. Only give space for optimism and positivity and love and things that you know are better for you. With practice, with the use of the practice of meditation, we can start to become aware of the thoughts that come and go and move around us. So while you're practicing the meditation, you want to separate from these thoughts. Let them flow by like clouds in the sky, I think is what Ram Dass said. And you just let them float by and you don't pay them any mind, nothing positive, no negative. You see them and you don't give in, you let them pass. You don't even have to say shh, just boom, you start to get used to it and they just go by and you say, I'm just here. These are just happening. And you start to separate from them further and further. And it's in this space that all kinds of things can happen, mystical things. It's basically, you definitely get things like relaxation and you start to get intuition and inspiration, and you start to feel these different types of things and solutions to your problems start coming. But if you go further from there, if you can continue to quiet the thoughts, people talk about things like out-of-body experiences, astral projection, communicating with spirits or dead people or multidimensional entities, and traveling through different realms. I've definitely had a number of experiences myself that are pretty far out there, different kinds of traveling and communicating, things like that I'd maybe get into in some other episodes. But for this, I'm trying to just keep things grounded and just talk about these techniques and how they can be applied briefly. So beyond the amazing experiences you can have during the meditation and the unveiling of information you might experience, the longer you can go while keeping your mind quiet, it's not for me to explain, or you can look it up, but really I'd rather, I encourage people to go and do these things themselves and see what's out there. And you could share, you could post comments or something, see what's out there. That's the most important part. It's for everybody to see for themselves. This is an age of empowering the self and sharing this information. And I've absorbed so much information from so many different sources, and I want to share it. And that's what the meta mind space is all about. It's the meta mindset. My meta mindset is because I've taken in all this different information about meditation from various sources over the past, 10, 12, maybe 12 years plus. I've taken in different information over the years and lots of personal experience, and I've developed my perspective, my meta mindset, using information from different cultures from throughout all of time, all different cultures, all different perspectives, all different people, making my own personal meta mindset, which I believe is what everybody does. So here I'm offering my perspective, my information to help tune your meta mindset, to help add to that. And hopefully the meta mind space is a good place that I can help people add to their own expanse and broadening of knowledge and understanding, and let this just be a little one opinion, one perspective to add to your own, which should be growing and spreading. And anyway, that said, so the way to apply this meditation and this practice of mindfulness and expansion to your everyday life is you can use it at any time. You can use it while you're standing in line at the post office is a great example, or standing in any line. Sometimes it just seems like the clerk is, the person at the counter is purposefully taking as long as they can with each person, and it's like somehow society seems to have a lot of these deliberate like trap doors of frustration that come to us. But in any event, it's just about understanding how to handle it, and meditating is a great technique. You can just close your eyes and just become focused and focus on your breathing, and then you start to enjoy that really good feeling that comes with meditation, because it feels really good and really relaxing, and it's really nice before bed because you can just drift right off to sleep. But it's good at times like this where you don't want to feel frustration or annoyance or discomfort. You can just slip into your meditation and ride on that. And it works throughout all of life. It helps you become more aware of who you are and what you are, and more mindful, and it makes you more able to communicate and able to listen and able to become focused before doing some sort of art or any kind of work, or before you really need to focus to anything. You can set aside time to meditate. You can work through your thoughts. You can become as present as possible, and then bring that to the table. So I hope you guys can, after this, maybe meditate a little more, do a little research on meditation, and see how it can be a really good starting point to opening up doors for a lot of other practices, which can help enrich your life and make life really more full and more enjoyable. That's what this is all about. We're trying to be as happy as we can and spread that happiness, and just make this life thing as magical as an experience as it can be, as it should be. So thank you for tuning in on the Meta Mind Space. I'm Jesse. This has been Practical Meditation. Look forward to the next one. Bye-bye.